And we're on. I think. I don't know yet. What's going on, everybody? Good evening. Good evening. It's Uncle Jackie. I'm here with Josh. I'm here with Doc0528. And welcome to Southern Discomfort, episode 4. We'll be talking about Tasia Fortune. We'll be speaking on David, D4VD, David, and a few other topics that are, pressing right now. But what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Chilling, chilling. What's going on with you? What's going on with y'all?
What's good, Doc?
Same old man, slow Sunday.
Feel
But yeah, I'm gonna start off with Miss Tasia Fortune, 29-year-old. She was found unalived from a tree in Mississippi. We back in Mississippi again. It's like, yo, what's going on, Mississippi? What's going on? It's like y'all fifth hanging in what last 2 or 3 months, few months? Like, what's going on? At least the
Yeah.
last couple of years. It's been a lot of 1800 action going on in Mississippi. And I mean, what's going on there? Why? And there's always a person of color, except for one incident. It was I believe a homeless white gentleman who had lost his dog or whatever. They found him the same way. But I mean, the 29 years old when she was behind a vacant home in Jackson, Mississippi, and that was August 3rd. That just
They
passed last week
they needed a fire ladder to get her down
to get her
because she
down.
lied.
She was so high up, they needed a fire crew
They
to
didn't.
get her down, and no
They
foul
didn't.
play.
They didn't use the ladder that she had.
Well, I don't know how they didn't find the ladder that she
Right,
used,
right, right.
but
Because
no
they
foul play. They didn't
no
find the ladder
foul
she used.
play, no foul play.
No foul
Yo, what
play.
they said there was no foul play with the Nova Wells case, and look what's going on now. So
Now
So
another Nova
all the
Wells
cases
case.
have been no foul play. All
Yeah,
of them.
all of them, all of them.
2025, September 8th, 18-year-old Trey Reed, Black Delta State University student, official deletion ruled as self-deletion. Phone call to his family threatened to off himself before said incident happened. And he also was being represented by Ben Crump.
Hmm.
it's crazy. It's
It is very crazy. I find it like honestly ironic that the people that just like in the Nolan Wells case, um,
Right.
the people that are representing the kids, uh, they all happen to be connected to what you call it, Trump.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. What you call it? The guy who's doing the defamation for Bart. I ain't
Right.
even saying the names, but the guy who's doing the defamation case for him, he was Trump's defamation lawyer.
So they went and got the best.
Yeah,
Or to put, yeah, the best. If you represent Trump, then you got to be some type of the best, some form of the best. So,
right.
I mean, I hope because justice needs to be served at this point. It's like, really, this is what we doing?
I feel like
Is
it's a,
every that
I feel like it's an agenda. I feel like it's a part of their agenda, and what I think that they're trying to do is they're trying to start a race war. They want a race war.
that could po- that could possibly be? It's very possible because I mean, these things are happening back to 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 back.
Right.
It's like, what's really going on? Grace, what's going on? Good evening. Glad you could hop in. Call me 1 second. I got to give me some water. I don't know why I didn't get none before, but yeah, I might as well take it with me. But yeah, and every all these things in the South ain't sweet. The South from Northern Eyes looks like the place you go to when you're ready to retire. You have your kids, you have your family, you live that suburban life. But that suburban life comes at a cost sometimes. And it's like, wow, how much is going to happen before there's change, before somebody steps in? Like the video you sent me, we need some protection out there in some of these places.
Yeah.
If your skin is the wrong color, you're not safe. And I don't like to play those types of games, but that's what it seems to be.
Right. Right. And it's crazy because it shouldn't be that way, and because honestly, like, you live in New York, and a lot of places in New York are rough, so you want
Right.
you want to raise your kid in that rough environment, so you want to move out into these southern states to think that it's going to be a safer environment for your kid to grow up in, but in reality, like, it's not safe at all.
It's dangerous.
It's very dangerous. Yeah,
It's
very.
the exact opposite of safe.
Yeah.
Because I moved to Georgia to retire. So pardon folks from the South who always see me with my Mets hat on. Yes, I'm from New York. I'm living down here. I'm a transplant or whatever you want to call us. But
Right.
I respect it for what it is. I'm down here. I don't have anything bad to say about my surrounding areas, Anybody could do better. But still, it's not safe to just jump up and come down here and try to do the normal thing. And that's crazy to tell someone. Like, yeah, don't just expect to come down here and get your life together. Just don't expect that. That is
That's what they
just
want.
that's
That's what
bananas to
I
tell
honestly
somebody.
feel like. That's what they. I feel like honestly that's what they want. They want us to feel that way, because they trying to put fear in our heart, because
Right.
in reality they're scared of
Somebody's
us.
background is a little.
Oh, in reality they're
All right, it's
scared,
stop.
of what you call it, of us taking over where they at. They're afraid of us overpopulating there, over whatever the case may be. In reality, they fear us being around them. You
I,
know,
I, I mean, people fear what they don't know. You know what I mean? First and foremost, and if you have, certain entities pointing, you know, or enlightening the negative
Hey, what
of the
up?
culture or negativity of the people, then that's all they're going to see. That's all they're going to worry and be scared about. You know what I mean? Um, Integration was always difficult and always was a scarce thing down in the South as far as, everybody wanted to be separated. I mean, when we got, from the chains and the locks and being, in the slavery trade, we didn't care where we was at. Long as we ain't gonna bother nobody. We just trying to live and build up our family and our history. You know what I mean? After the
right,
slavery situation, but within the the white culture and the white community, they always felt like they had to be separated from us because they again they fear us. They thought that I don't know. I don't know where the fear came from. You know what I mean? I mean, but there's fear in numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And speaking of numbers, I'm going back to what Josh said 2 weeks ago now. You can't take over if you separate. You can't be segregated and expect to dominate. You can't segregate and expect to dominate. People do have to come together one way or another, and I hope it doesn't take even more horrific events for that to happen because that's dropping like flies now at this point, and then everybody is so young. No one is
yeah,
30, 35 years old. That's still young. But I'm just
right,
saying, think about it.
right,
That
I,
woman
I
to
mean,
Tasia Fortune is 29 years old. She's 29. 29. The other kid was 18. Mr.
but
Reed.
but but
right.
but you can't
But
say
you
that
see,
it's just happening now. It's been happening. I mean, again, we just in a part of social media, times. We in the times of where we got people that want to play detectives. We got people that not falling for the narrative that being given, if there is a narrative being given at all. Because again, these cases that you mentioning, their light ain't being shined out here up north. You know what I mean? If it is, it's just one day, 30 seconds, and maybe one episode of the news. You know what I mean? So
Right.
if you ain't if you ain't on the internet or if people ain't sharing these situations, then these situations ain't getting to a lot of people. Look at Nolan Wells. A lot of people still don't know about what happened with Nolan Wells. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Right.
I think that like about that situation there, basically, um, you see how like when kids like growing up, you know what I mean? Kids growing up, there's no racism when it comes to kids.
Right. They don't
You
know. They
know,
don't know no
there's,
color. They don't know
they don't
no
know
color.
they don't know the difference, right? They don't know like adults know, you know. So I feel like they attacking the youth now because now they definitely trying to keep us segregated, you know. And you know the youth, they don't see racism. They come together regardless of your skin color, you know. And now that this Nolan Wells situation happened, now parents are going to be afraid to let their kids go with another race.
I
Yeah.
mean
Nolan. And then
no. I just think that always been the case when you're dealing with black looking at the white scenario. Okay, because if you're looking at the opposite scenario, white with the black, the white parents already told you I don't want you with the black kids. You know what I mean? I don't want you over there. You know what I mean? They already told that white child they don't want you over there. You shouldn't be over there because they are different. You should stop be acting like them or stop trying to be like them. You know what I mean?
But
But
kids basically do they rebel, you know, like kids rebel. You tell a kid not to do something, that's exactly what they're gonna go do. You know what I mean? So regardless if the
that is
parent
true.
does tell them that, the kid is still gonna go and do what they want to do. They're not gonna listen to the parent,
yeah,
especially.
yeah, but see, well, what the scenario I was just saying that, and what I'm just saying, it just that's a scenario that parents already know that their kid is already doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? That, but before they did that, they told their child, "Listen, I don't want you over there with them." And just like vice versa, if I'm growing up, if I move to a better neighborhood and I want my child to have a better life, I know that he's not going to be around the same kids or the same kind that I was growing up. You know what I mean?
Right,
Because of
right.
poverty. You know what I mean? A lot of people ain't able to get out the hood or get out from that financial range. You know what I mean? So now I'm telling my kid, I, my main thing ain't don't be wary of Jack. You know what I mean? It's more so be careful while you out there, but understand that you are a black dude and as a black dude in society, not in just in the neighborhood, but in society, you have to be wary of X, Y, and Z in life, whether it
Yes.
be the police, whether it be racial, whether it be watch how you talk to authority. You know what I mean? How to deal with authority. You know what I mean? You have to have some type of talking or some type of um, learning tool to teach these kids, whether it be direct or indirect.
I agree with that, and I feel like nowadays, like, don't stop your kid from hanging out who they want to hang out with, but set up some kind of protocol, you know, that if they do go with the kids somewhere that's deserted, you know, always have your phone, always check in at a certain time, you know, so that
Yeah,
way the parent would know
yeah,
that if
but
the kid don't check in, there's something
Don't
off.
go nowhere deserted.
I
Right.
understand that. But you know what? My son was never on that way. You know what I mean? As much as I wanted him to, whether with his mother or me, you know what I mean? And I'm saying that he wouldn't call me when you get where you going, son. You know what I mean? He would never do that. You know what I mean? So it had me weary as a black man with my black son. You know what I mean? In New York City,
Right.
and and not saying that he was doing anything bad, but it's just a scenario that he could get into because of who he is. And My daughter, I have her location on my phone. You know what I mean? So there is ramifications where you could, always be aware of your child, just like Wells parents, they had the 360 app, the
Mhm.
and
Public
other
service
apps that
share button.
Life 360 app that had their locations and things of that nature. But even when you still have them in check, or when you still have these, checklists or for them to follow, certain kids won't follow. Certain kids still want to rebel, like you said. You know what I mean? Want to still be them. You know what I mean?
Right,
But
right.
basically, at that the fact that everything is happening in Mississippi, the Tasia Fortune, they had one guy. They tried to kind of like it was kind of an alleged suspect because he was arguing with her sometime before. I think the same day, but a little earlier that day. And
Hmm.
well, there's nothing out on him. He's not being charged or anything. But it was just put out there, and this does needs to be this case needs to be made one of the highest of priorities because this is it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point. You go outside, whatever you doing, you going outside, you getting jacked up, and the next thing you know, you are a tree ornament, and there's always a tree ornament of color,
Right.
and it's like something has to give. So what are you trying to say? Black people shouldn't be in, or people of color, period, shouldn't be in Mississippi? Is that the message? Is that the welcome sign? Because to keep it 100, if I had to, I don't even want to drive through Mississippi. Not
Right.
even drive through it to where I'm not stopping. I don't want to go through Mississippi.
I don't want
I
to
will
get
take a
pulled
flight.
over. I don't want to none of that. I don't
Yeah,
want to take
none of
no
that.
chances on none of that.
I don't
Yeah.
want to
But
talk to Bubba, Jedediah, Jeb. I don't
but
want to talk to none of them.
but you
I ain't
see
got time for it. I'm just passing through.
when again, I hate to be beating my own drum and beating my own horn, bro, and blowing the same wind. You know what I mean? Pause. But when people said, and whether it been a slogan and then turned into a group, or whether it was a group that made it into a slogan, when it was times we was out there protesting saying that Black Lives Matter, and people were putting no, white lives matter, or everybody lives matter, or the blue lives matter,
Right.
then your protest and my protest is irrelevant. You know what I mean? That's not should be non-existent. If I'm telling you that somewhere down this line in 2016 or 2018, whatever time that we are in at that time, you know what I mean? And even prior to that, history shows you that African Americans, or should I say, Black Americans, are scarce individuals in America.
Hey, listen,
And
if you're ever
it goes
out,
back
if you ever out in
to
the
white
country,
people.
if you out in the country, you ever out in the country and you get pulled over, don't stop until you get to some light. It don't matter. Call the police as you leaving, so they know you're not evading. You're going to the QT or the Chevron. You're going somewhere with lights. You're going
Oh
Right.
somewhere
no,
with people.
you that like there is like not a law, but like there is like a I guess like a buffer or bumper that if you feel that you're unsafe and say you get pulled over, you don't think that's police that's pulling you over, or you feel that it's not enough light, like you said, you could like put your signals on, your hazard lights on, and don't be going 25 miles per hour. You gotta go like 10 miles per hour, and then you go to the local
Man,
intersection where
I just
or where
I just recently went to this one job out here in Florida. Now this job was like in the middle of the sticks. Like the sticks. I'm talking about like trees, like neighbors' houses that are like a mile apart. Like it was like designated, and what you call it? I was almost to like I felt like I had to send my location to somebody that I knew, because like I didn't
Better.
I didn't feel safe, especially after like the things that's going on nowadays. Like it just something in me didn't feel safe on driving through an area like that. And it's crazy because like we in 2026, we already had a black president. You know what I mean? Like what you call it? Like this nonsense right here. Like it's so crazy because it's like why is it still even happening? Like somebody just said, some people don't want to believe this stuff still exists. It it does exist, you know, but like it's like basically like why does it exist? Why does it still exist to this day? You know, it's not that I don't want to believe it. It's more the fact that like I don't want it to be true, you know?
Right. Nino, what it do? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit that like, sub, share button. We speaking on situations, people being found as ornaments on trees in Mississippi. Tasia Fortune is the latest victim, 29 years old. And it's just you got the Nolan Wells case still going on. Speaking of Mr. Wells, the young lady, Brantley, Janetta Brantley is the one who sat there and did the audio and made it possible for us to hear some of the things, the alleged things that we were hearing, or allegedly here, whatever, however you want to phrase it, allegedly.
And nobody
And
believed
she
it
was saying she
until
was
Nancy
having
Grace did the same thing. Had somebody do the same thing.
Yeah, there was another Caucasian woman that said she heard the same thing that basically the same thing that this lady said she heard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
certain things like, is he deleted? Is his chest moving? Like this, as far as the Nolan Wells case goes, these are the things that we were hearing, and we don't know if it was tampered with a doctor, but people were pretty upset at her, meaning she was getting threats on her life and threatened to be doxxed and this, that, and the third, allegedly, all the you know what I mean. But yeah, shout out to Janetta Brantley for
Right.
hopefully making something possible
Right.
by accident, of course.
I mean, it, I don't know if it's by accident, but I mean, but it's just that eventually, again, I said we got internet sleuths. You know what I mean? We got detectives that want to be detectives, and people are good at it. You know what I mean? And because what your eyes see, doesn't mean
People
that
ain't,
I
people not
want to
doing
see the
that.
same nonsense. You know what I mean? What was that?
Oh no, I'm listening.
All
But
it takes is a good camera. All it takes is a good camera or a good
well,
computer. All you need is a
well,
good computer
well,
and
not
the
even
skill
that.
to really do some of this detective work.
No, what it is, it's time. It's time and dedication and pay attention to details. You understand? And I say that because, you know, not to throw nobody off or anything, but what Candace Oman is doing to the Charlie Kirk situation, you know what I mean? Like the breakdown of that is real serious, you know what I mean? But anyway, um, if you have people just looking at camel work or you go over the camel work and you be like, yo, they said this person did this and actually this person's actions or movements is not coinciding with what the actions they supposed to have done. You know what I mean? Then you got a question mark coming up. You know what I mean? Now if you have a lawyer and you in jail and you trying to wait for the next trial date, you know what I mean? Then you don't have access to that video or you don't have access to that time to look at this video constantly and understand the breakdown of what you actually looking for. But again, like we just crazy with what's going
What's
on.
going on in that? Good evening. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in.
It just crazy what's going on in the world. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and it's like every month something really tragic. Every month, like every other month, is something tragic, and it's not even cool. But we're gonna move on to the kid from born in New York, but he moved down to Texas as a young kid, David, and his situation. The real name, David Anthony Burke, born 2005 in Queens, moved to Texas. He's charged with essay of a
Yo, you,
child,
you be doing
mutilation of a body. Say it again.
I think it's open to people right
His
now.
charge. I'm gonna say it again. His charges are deleting someone, essay of a child, and mutilation of a body. And he had a relationship, a physical relationship with an underage girl, and alleged text messages were sent, and it was said that there was how you say termination of a pregnancy, and like it was alleged. She said, "This is the last one until we get the real one." Wait, let this abortion be the last one until we have the real one. So I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. But that situation is crazy. The parents in court, they showing pictures of them laying in bed and kissing and things like that. And like I'm saying, this girl is underage. She's 14. Well, she passed on. She got deleted at 14. Yeah, body mutilated. And this man, two of her fingers were missing. It just so happened one of them, had his name tattooed on it. There's just a whole lot with this situation. I mean, dude is wrapped up. He made $10 million between 2 years. In 2 years, and he came up off of doing music on YouTube for that game. Everybody be playing Fall Out the Sky and all of that stuff. Fortnite. And the things that make you famous, like another Justin Bieber kind of dude, but he took a different route. But I mean, that situation is.
Well, his story from the beginning.
I mean, it's not gonna come out good for him. It's not looking good for him already.
He
Say it again.
He started playing Fortnite, and he was a streamer on Fortnite, and he was trying to make it. With the millennium kids, you ask any one of them, they want to be YouTubers, things of that nature, or streamers. So he wanted to be a Fortnite streamer, make his own dough. He kept on getting stricken for having the copyrights of other people's music. You know what I mean? So he decided to make his own music. So after he started making his own music, that's when he started streaming, and that's when he started becoming big. But he already had a following for, the Fortnite, being a Fortnite dude. Um, yeah, the young girl. She was 14 when she just turned turning 14 when she was drowned. Um, alleged dealings was when she was like 11.
Yeah, I heard he was kind of like grooming, possibly, allegedly grooming.
I mean, his songs relates to like the
He got a song
storyline.
called "Romantic Homicide."
Yeah, like his songs relate to the real life situation that transpired.
It got 1 billion plays, bro. That song got 1 billion plays.
Hmm. And it's going to get
And
more because people is watching it. One, for the breakdown. Two, it's probably it was a good song at the time. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, was invested at one point in time when the body was found. Of the young lady, a young girl came before a young lady.
and
A girl.
according to the medical examiner, when they did find her, her body was so decomposed it was liquefied or almost
Yeah,
liquefied. Body was
yeah,
found in September, almost 5 months after the death. That's what they're estimating. And the
yeah,
body was
yeah,
severed with a power tool. 2 fingers missing, one with the tattoo of
yeah,
the alleged on there. So I
yeah.
mean, it's not looking good for him. I don't think this is going to end well for him. He had a run of 2 years, and it must have been love, but it's over now. It's over. What's going on tonight? If you didn't hear me, or if I didn't say that already, the text messages and the pictures, inappropriate relations. I heard it was alleged they had a flight out of the country. There was a whole lot. It's a whole lot going on with that case, and I honestly don't think he's going to come out of it because it's just not looking good. Who else? I mean, unless it was her father or something like that. Because
Nah, it
who
was
else
him.
would be that mad?
Ain't no doubt about it that it was that dude.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Ain't
that's what it's
doubt.
looking like. I don't know. I don't want to say anything on it because I'm still studying the case. I'm still watching what's going on. I'm still trying to see what's good with it. But yeah, the romantic homicide song, the text message. Well, the song is like a coincidence, honestly. I never heard it. I don't even want to hear it. But yeah, it's enough for him not to look good. I could say that much. It's enough for
I
him not to
mean,
look good.
I would think of a coincidence either. I mean, songwriters write songs that they could relate to. Whether their feelings that they go through, or things that they feel, or their thought process. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I
bro,
don't care
like,
about feelings.
he done,
Yeah,
he done, you know what I mean? And but the crazy part about the story is too. I mean, that's crazy. But after, he allegedly you know made
accident.
deleted shorty, he found another female with the same name, and so he could have the storyline of, this is the person that I was texting and talking about, when the stuff came out. But he hung himself, as far as, they got technology, what you call it, digital evidence that, his phone was next to the phone, to her phone, and some place in Texas where the car was, and Tesla got cameras all over so they got mad digital fingerprints of him, and people going in and out that car. You know what I mean? So, like you said, like, you don't see him coming from it. I don't see him coming from it either. And mental awareness is
Yeah,
a real thing.
he's
You
not
know what I
coming
mean?
back.
Because it leaves the body like how
I
you
will say
left
this
it.
though. Rest in peace, a young girl.
Facts.
Hmm.
Rest in peace to her. Feelings to the family. Condolences. Uh, condolences to Tasia Fortune. That's just like, and no reason why these things happening. No reason. Just they just turn it up as ornaments. Like they just turn it up as ornaments. They didn't decorate. They're not using themselves as decorations. Somebody is using them as decorations. It's lots of foul play. Lots of
Yeah.
it. Like, and they're being
Medical,
found
Respectful.
behind these
these
bank
people,
places and
but these people that's in the office saying, no, there's no foul play.
That's what's even more
yeah,
disrespectful, is
they
that they
follow
said
it
there's
up.
no foul play. That's what they
That
So,
it
said.
so
was that
who,
is even more disrespectful.
who's being
It's
protected?
obvious
Who's
somebody's
being,
doing these things.
and somebody with authority, somebody with some type of power.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's being
Exactly.
covered up.
Because ain't
It's
no
definitely being
way,
cut. And
ain't no way that you, what you
it,
call it,
it,
you could just say no, that the police are saying no foul play. You know what I mean? When clearly that was straight. Anybody could see it. That Ray Charles could see that was foul play.
that's a fact though. Because like really, people are climbing up that high for no reason, and then just, hey, you know what? Merry Christmas in August. Let me be the first ornament. I don't think I want to buy that story. So, but rest in peace. I hope there's justice for these people, Nolan Wells, Tasia Fortune, and everybody else. The young student athlete, not student athlete, but the student. I forgot his name. Oh, okay, Trey Reed. Rest in peace. Corey Ducade is you too, bro. You ain't got nothing to do with nothing that it don't seem like. And shout outs to Janetta Brantley for making that audio possible. But
They trying what they
I'm
trying
gonna
to do.
move.
They trying to get a reaction. That's what they trying to do. They trying to get a reaction out of it. And what you call it, like they're not getting the reaction that they want. So honestly, I feel like they're gonna keep doing this bullshit. I'm sorry, they're gonna keep doing this nonsense until they get a reaction that they want.
No, that's yeah, you could be right. It's a lot of theories to take with this because it is about divide and conquer. It's one of the best ways. It's in the
Right.
art of war. So I mean, yeah, that separation, the segregation, and all of that. Yeah, it's gonna have either that's gonna have to stop, or the factions are gonna have to start having tighter holds and caring for each other a little more, if that makes sense. So if you want to be in a faction, then be in your faction and go hard for your faction.
I mean,
Otherwise, you know what I mean? People need to drop the ball and come together.
That's what I'm
I,
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I said last week that we got people with money. You know what I mean? We got people that in different states. You know what I mean? So you telling me nobody grew up in Mississippi? Um, that didn't fit. I mean, we also too look at things differently. Like what with races, was when we face as racism, we just brush it off and keep it moving. You know what I mean? Like we don't hold a hard grudge in it, or we don't try to nudge it in a way to where well, we need to get rid of that. Oh, get rid of that guy. You know what I mean? Or we know George is a racist. You know what I mean? So we know how to deal with George. You know what I mean? So um, when people have money and they can put stuff in certain states and certain positions to where you know what I know racism is out there. So let me build up my community so my community could have to go outside the community if that's the case. You know what I mean? Because we know that Mr. George, is racism. At the hardware store. So I just think that we failing as Americans first and foremost because you're supposed to respect and respect our neighbors, and what you want done to you, you should want done to others. I mean, you should what you want done to you, you should want done to others. You know what I mean? You shouldn't want to see nobody down, but yet we walk over people that's down. We make fun of people that's down. You know what I mean? And we need to do a better job within our community, first and foremost, whether black or white.
Yeah, that's the fact right there too. And it's time, man. It's time to dead all the bullshit. I mean, dead all the nonsense and move forward. It's played out already. Like, and these people that are the people in power, you sitting there, and I'm wondering why doesn't the bordering states or the people in power at bordering states, why aren't y'all saying they jumping in it? Why aren't y'all throwing your 2 cents in? And and since we in the South, it's easy to segue into this next topic because your man Joe Phelps was done the same way. If you don't know who Joe Phelps is, I'm just learning about I didn't not just learning, but I just put the name to the face. There's another gentleman who was trying to teach, like, hey, the way we're living is wrong. We're not supposed to be paying for these things. And then he showed you how he lives, how he eats out in the woods, and all of this stuff. Had some child, I don't know if it was his kid, his nephew, whoever. But yeah, he joined forces with Julian Brown, the plastiline guy, and he taught him how
Yeah,
to
nature
make all
guy.
his energy solar powered.
Right. I seen
So
dude.
yeah,
I know what you're talking about though.
that and then I guess he was coming up. He must have been coming up because he got turned into a Christmas ornament too, and they labeled it self deletion, and
For
that
real,
was by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation of Medical Examiner's Office.
that's how he died for real.
Yeah, he was deleted by suicide. Well, by self deletion.
Dang. You know what's crazy? Because he said in a couple of videos before he passed away, he said that he's not suicidal. He said he's not
That he wasn't
suicidal
a
and he
self
does not
deleter.
want to harm himself.
Self deleter.
He
Yeah,
said
he's
that,
not
Stop
a
and
self
saying
deleter.
you can stop saying that
My
word.
bad. My bad. My bad. He's not a self deleter and he
It's
doesn't
all
he
good.
doesn't
No,
he
it's
doesn't
all
want
good. It's actually funny how hold on 2 seconds. It's funny how we got freedom of speech, but we can't say what we want unless we're gonna get flagged. But continue. My bad.
yeah, he said he doesn't want to harm himself. He has no
I don't want to.
no feeling in harming himself or
No,
anything like that at
no
all.
intentions.
No intentions.
No,
Yeah.
that's a fact. He was not. I heard that. I saw that episode too, where he was talking about things in the Bible
Right.
and pointing out this, that, and I'm just sitting here like, wow. And I just didn't have enough time to sit here and really like. But he's on my algorithm. He's in the algorithm. So him and Julian Brown, aka the
The stuff that
Plastiline
he was
guy,
reading,
they're in my feed. They're in my algorithm.
nature jive. Yeah.
And that let me tell you,
Yeah,
bro.
Nature Jab. That's the Julian Brown.
He's
Yeah.
been saying that,
Say again.
and he's been saying that in a couple of videos that he's not suicidal. I mean, sorry, he's not self-deleter. You know what I mean? He wasn't thinking about that, and you need to pay attention if something does happen to him.
Yeah,
Um,
both of them have said that.
the dude was finding artifacts like that would have changed the world concept of what's being brought in front of religious people and religious figures. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, and he's been doing this for a while. Um, it's
Yeah,
crazy
because
because
Plastoline guy is like 3 years, I think.
yeah, it's fact.
Yeah, he's been out for
And
some time. I've been following him for some time. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but you know
Yeah, me
what's
too. He
crazy?
was on. We spoke about him on my last channel.
What's
We
crazy is
definitely spoke about the
that
Plastoline man. We was talking about conspiracy theories.
Right.
And
Joe Cook,
we thought he would have been gone. To be honest with you, I did
Ah,
at
because
least. I thought.
remember that
but
time he was missing for a
he
little
got off
bit.
the grid. Yeah, he got off the grid because
Mhm.
he got hit. His family got hit with something's gonna happen to your son. So his
Yeah.
mom took him off the grid. You know what I mean? And I think this where him and this guy end up.
Yep.
With deep diving in and a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because what you
So
call it, the dude, he ran his machine off of solar power alone. Instead of
Yep.
him
yep,
using
man.
the power off
He's
the
about to
grid,
have
he was
he's
using
about to have a
solar power.
country. He's about to have a little country to get their grid or off of solar power.
Yeah, solar's
Um,
already out, so they didn't find any need into harming the dude at that time. But as soon as he got into the old books that he was reading, that's when he became a threat to them because he was teaching knowledge that they don't want us to know. That's the reason why they're burning books now. They're burning books now because they want to control the narrative. They want to control history. They want to control everything that we know. They want control over it.
but again, who,
That's most definitely. Like we can't. We don't have the freedoms that we think we have. I don't want
They
to say
don't.
too much on here, even though it's not. It's like a handful of people watching. But hit that like button, hit that sub button. But it's excuse me, we're not as free as we think we are. We can't take advantage of certain things because that'll get a certain kind of people. Like example, like I wanted to start something where I'm feeding people, but then I look it up. I'll just be doing it out the goodness of my heart. And yeah, my heart ain't that good, but what I mean, if it helps me, I'll help. What I mean, all I want to do is pass out some grub, pass out grub to hungry people because I see them. You know what I mean? Like sit there with a
Right.
bag. You know what I mean? Going to miss like on the train. Here, I don't want nothing here. You hungry? Here, bam. Here, bam, bam, bam. You
Right.
know what I mean? Can't write that off because I'm personally giving it to people. What kind of sense does that make? I bought it to give it to them.
Right.
I bought this and paid for it myself, and I want to feed my community. And you mean to tell me I can't get a tax benefit, a credit, or nothing besides a good job, buddy?
Right.
Imagine how many other people think that way that want to do something like just to get ahead a couple of grand at the end of the year tax time. And it's hard to get ahead. You got to work, work, work. And like I was saying, you don't have the freedoms that you think you have or that we're supposed to have. Because look how we have to talk on this network.
Yeah.
It's almost like slapping your mother when you curse.
Right. Right.
I don't
Yeah,
like
you
cutting
got to
people off, telling
control
them not to say
everything you
things.
say.
It's like, but
Yeah.
you got to follow guidelines.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you could say, you could say certain things on here, but you just won't get monetized. Like you,
Exactly.
like if, but if you want to speak your mind and speak how you feel, like this platform does it in a sense, but again, like you said, you will get blocked. You will get hit with some type of your video has this and that. But
Get knocked out the
Or
algorithm.
either if your video doesn't get flagged, then what you call it, say the wrong guy see it, and then you'll get labeled as something. You know what I mean? As being anti something. You know,
Right.
so what you call it, like it's sad, because one of our constitutional rights is freedom of speech, but we can't even put that to use.
Right. As we are we gotta pay for our freedoms, man. One way or another, you're gonna pay for these freedoms that you want.
Yeah, we can't even
And
utilize our
and
own
but
our own freedom of speech.
dual
we really
citizenship.
can't.
That's all I gotta say. Dual citizenship. When you have
And that
a
requires
foreign
bread.
entity, when you have a foreign, no, 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 I'm just saying, no, no. When you have a foreign
See,
entity
I
running,
did one, but where?
no, 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 I'm saying when you have dual
But I
citizenship
wouldn't go no
running,
further than England.
when you have dual citizenship running the country, and their means is not in the best interest of their country,
It's
then
communism.
you have an issue.
It's communism. That's exactly what that's called. That's called communism. That's what China has to deal with. They can't say certain things. If they say certain things, they go to jail.
Korea,
You
North
say
Korea.
something against your government, you're going to jail. What you call it, like it's becoming too controlling. That's why they're making everything electric. They're making money digital. You got digital IDs, so they know exactly where you at now. You used to have passports. They couldn't pinpoint exactly where you was at. They knew where you was going, but they couldn't pinpoint exactly where you was at. Now they got digital IDs, so they know exactly where you at. They got cars now that you can't even start unless they feel like starting it for you. Unless they feel that like you are in what you call it, in the right state for to drive a vehicle. They have the judgment on that.
It's only gonna get worse. I mean,
It is getting
everybody's
worse. It's
time is
getting way
limited.
worse.
And I mean, I hope to live long, but I hope not to see what become, or I hope I'm able to adapt well because, I'm keep trying to ascend like everybody else should.
So if what you call it, let me ask you a question,
You just
right?
keep trying to, I feel like I'm
If
coasting.
if they started the whole chip thing, and you can't pay for food, you can't access your bank account, you can't do nothing unless you have a chip. Would you get that chip?
I might be one of them people, and I might be Dennis Leary and Demolition Man. I don't think I'm getting no chips.
Facts, facts, facts. Because you all know in New York
Yeah,
they started the test on that. They started a test on that because you couldn't get a job in New York when COVID came around. You couldn't get a job in New York unless you was vaccinated. You couldn't keep your job,
right,
and you need
right.
your
I remember
job.
that. I remember hearing that. I was fortunate
So
enough
that
to
was
do
the test. That was
DoorDash
the
at the
test.
time.
That was the test, and
Yes, you.
they seen that people folded to that. So now they're gonna push the full effect on us,
Mhm.
and they're gonna push out them chips. It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
It's gonna be
They have an agenda.
something
They have an
drastic is gonna
agenda.
happen.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And remember, folks, you do not have the freedoms you think you have at all. Like, even when it comes to the police, like soon it's gonna be police. I know I don't want to be right about it, but it's gonna have a police state soon, somewhere. One of the, they're gonna have it where it's okay for them to do whatever they want, Gestapo tactics.
I feel like that's
And
every
it's gonna
state
start
now.
somewhere, probably down here somewhere. But I
Honestly,
mean,
I
I
feel
know,
like
but
that's
no, I mean, it's gonna be clear cut. It's gonna be like not hidden. It's gonna be, hey, listen, if you live here, you are subject to these laws,
it's something that
and
tells me
that's
that
how it's
they're
gonna
not going to
start.
make
One,
it.
and it might
They're
be
not going to make it
Mississippi.
obvious. Something that's telling me that they're not going to make it obvious is for the simple fact of they want people to go to these states. That's why they have the Super Bowl, and certain states win because when that state wins, the more tourists they'll get. They want people to go to their states because
Yeah,
the more people that
but
come in, the
you
more
won't
money.
start it with you won't start nothing like that with California. You don't start that with California, New York. You start something like that with Alabama or Mississippi, South Carolina, somewhere with no sports teams, because those are low. Any state that does that's full of
Minnesota,
colleges, those are like the
Seattle,
You got the
really
Vikings.
dangerous states right here.
Min- you start programs in Minnesota.
They got a
You start
sheriff's
these in
office what they
Seattle.
feel that they can Mayberry. Whatever they could do in Mayberry, they're gonna get away with it. And then Mayberry's gonna stick together. So them people in the town gonna back the cops, and the cops, you can just be sitting there jaywalking, you going to jail for 5 years. Because we don't know you. And you sitting there talking about, yo, I didn't commit a crime. We're in Mississippi, baby. This is a police state. We pull you over, do what we want. And then you with the camera, put it down or we're gonna lock you up too. Yeah, that don't fly no more. Like, who knows, bro? Who knows? I'm thinking they're gonna start revising the Constitution more than what they do now.
Yeah.
Soon. But yeah, it's fine. Damn. That's been a fast 50 minutes.
I know,
But yo,
right?
y'all got any final thoughts? Any last words on any of the topics we had tonight?
Hell yeah. There's cameras everywhere in this world, like we just mentioned. Flock cameras.
Flock.
There's cameras on houses. There's cameras on houses of surveillances. There's ring cams. There's deer cams. There's hunting cams. All types of cameras. So why in the world
Wait,
we
somebody,
can't
who's that?
find? I know that's me. I tried. I knew this. I don't know why in the world we can't find footages of the Noah Wells case. Why we can't find footages who went inside the woods with this young female. And we're going to see video
Station 14.
of Tesla, of that Tesla being open and closed, and who put that bag inside that car. So we're going to see all of this come out in certain cases. Um, it's sad that again we're talking about another life being taken, and still not making major waves on the media in the media. Um, and we just need to take care of what's in our community.
Yeah. Agreed.
I lost my train of thought. What I'm about to say is these flock cameras, man, like they're very vital and important to us. So, you know what I mean? If you don't, I mean, go by the law. I love the law. I would never spray Rust-Oleum on my license plate. I would never point infragreen light at the flock camera either. I would never do that to mess them up. I would never spray Rust-Oleum on my license plate to shield my license plate from the flock camera. Never. That is wrong, and we need to just go with the program. So, like I'm saying, never point an infrared green light at a flock camera into the lens of a flock camera, and never spray your license plate with Rust-Oleum. It's wrong. It's very wrong.
It's wrong. It reflects it, so they can't read it. So that's wrong. Yes, you're right. You're right about
So
that.
don't
It's
do
wrong.
that.
You don't want to do that. No.
I don't want nobody to do that. I would never tell anyone to go against the law.
Right.
We have the law for a reason. We need to obey every law.
Agreed. We gotta
So,
abide
like I
by
said,
it
one more time.
the same way that
Yep.
our powers
I
abide.
can't agree with y'all. And I know you, and I know where y'all at with it too. But I'm just saying, bro, I can't go with the flow and shit. Fuck that. That's not camera. We the people don't want that. All right.
Nah, we need those. We need those. But just don't be criminalistic about it, man.
Right.
Don't ever get no Rust-Oleum from Walmart or from, uh I forgot what the two where you get the two Home Depot. You never go to Home Depot and get Rust-Oleum, and you don't go and get, green lasers to point at the flock cameras into the straight into the directly into the lens. You don't do that.
You don't want to do
We're
that.
not we're
No.
not Pat, we're not yeah, don't do that. Please don't do
We,
that.
we are
Let yourself stay
law-abiding citizens
exposed because
on this
they're here to help
platform.
us. Exposure's good. Ask Pee Wee Herman, rest in peace.
But bro,
There's nothing wrong with a little bit of
you can't
exposure.
say a flock camera has not caught no sex trafficker as of yet that I'm aware of. The flock camera hasn't caught um, nobody missing as of yet that I know of. So let's stop playing with that. We don't want that in our neighborhoods, man. Regardless if we follow the
But they
law or
have
we don't
arrested a
follow
couple of
the
the
law.
wrong people before. They've
Of
arrested
course,
the wrong
they,
people
they,
because of flock cameras.
and police misuse misconduct of that too. So we need to stop that. Let's not agree with that so they can start putting more up there. Like, yeah, we got Uncle Jackie agreeing with it. You know what I mean? Because he's a law-abiding citizen. You know what I mean? That's what they throw on us. You know what I mean? We gotta not we gotta not be cordial to what they trying to put forth to us in words of convenience or for safety issues. You know what I mean? Because it's not safe for us. We don't got access to that. We can't follow. Oh, let me put a license plate number in there because I just seen a weird. You have all types of Karens and Kens. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So nah, bro, I can't agree with that. Not even a satire way or nothing like that. I mean, we are law-abiding citizens. You know what I mean? We do care about our community and stuff like that. But that flock cameras and stuff like that, that gotta get out of here. 'Cause that's nothing but total surveillance, bro. I seen that. You know what I mean? I seen that on Minority Report. I seen that on Total Recall. I seen that on all these movies they trying to be forth to us, man. Enemy of the state.
Right.
I'm not the enemy of the state, bro. I'm we the people, and we the people said we don't want that because we never agreed upon it. But that's not a government that put that up there. That's a private firm that if you go try to find them, they are hidden. They are hidden inside of a hotel somewhere in the suite where you got no access to them because they are hidden. Why are you hidden?
I heard that. I heard that before
Yo,
too.
watch,
I
yo,
just wanted to see more.
look up flock cameras on YouTube so y'all dudes could follow up on what type of investigation that you know, um, real respectful dudes is doing about it. You know what I mean? They're not being loud about it. They're not being disrespectful. They're just trying to get answers, and everything is being hidden from us. And we need to stop, lollygagging, stop bullshitting, thinking about what's going on with my boyfriend, what's going on with my girlfriend, and this and that nature. But see what's going on with the world that's going on for your kids now and for the next generation, bro.
Yeah,
This world is
I
going
feel like that's 100% because like what you call it, like you gotta learn now, like because they're controlling us with the electricity and they're controlling us with everything else that they feel that we can't live without. So we have to learn how to live without these things, because what you call it, some people feel like they can't live without these things or a cell phone, or they can't live without a TV, they can't live without these things, but in reality we can, you know and what you call it, like that's how they're controlling us, is basic programming, and like we need to learn how to make fires. We need to learn how to catch our own water. We need to learn how to put a solar station together. You know what I mean? How to run a generator. Like what you call it. These are things that we should be learning and we should be teaching our kids. So when the time does come and they feel that they have that control over us, it's a slap to their face because we know better. You know,
I do want to learn to farm fish. I was just telling the wife that same thing.
growing
Like,
your
yo, I
own
want to
food,
farm my own fish.
even that.
Yeah,
What you call it, like
you can't
that's
even get seeds.
you can't even get seeds. They don't
You
even
can
sell
change
food
your
with
feet
seeds
no
anymore.
more, bro.
That's
That's
a big
crazy.
ass raccoon. Damn, that's a
Yo,
big
but
ass raccoon.
yo, I love y'all dudes. If my background get loud in the back, I'm gonna cut off. You know what I mean? but I know it may get a little bit louder in a few minutes. But yeah, bro. But like you said, the seeds, we can't get seeds. We can't get a lot of things that to be self-efficient because who's buying it up? We have to go back to follow the leads. You know what I mean? Um, who controls the water? Who's controlling the narratives of the world, bro?
Right. Right.
My husband do believe in zombie
And
apocalypse.
that rocks the cradle.
And we gotta show them that we're not dependent on them. You know that like we could be
Yeah.
codependent. We could be, I mean, independent. I mean,
June is on K2. I don't know if y'all knew that. Our friend June is on K2.
nah. Oh snaps! It's like a family.
He's gonna start the zombie apocalypse. He's gonna start the zombie apocalypse, Annette.
Man, that you think that's possible?
But yeah, I
Zombie
see.
apocalypse?
That would have to be some type of medical thing. And
Mind
I
control
really
thing.
don't know if that's even.
Like some I am
I don't
legends
think that's possible.
nonsense?
Mind control, yeah, mind control. But if you talk
Mind
about like
control.
the regular, yeah, mind
Thank you.
control
But
zombies, I do believe
Thank you.
that they
Thank you.
had
I
that.
appreciate
That
it.
was a movie,
but
Manchurian Candidate.
say the jab has something to do with being the start of it, and the saying of the 5G and 6G will mess with that frequency that you have inside from the jab, and then you start acting crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I'm about to get off the podcast, bro. Oh yeah, see y'all next week, man.
All
Yo,
right.
peace to the chat. Yo,
Yeah,
peace. Thanks
I'm
for
about
the
to shut
job.
down in a second anyway. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Remember them commercials? They don't even have those commercials anymore.
But yeah, yeah, we need all that old school stuff back. That's why everybody weak and soft right now. He said, "Hey, don't talk to me that way. It can happen." No, it can't. But he said it's going to start in China. That sounded a little racist, and we don't partake in those kind of. I told you the K2 is strong, but shout out to June, shout out to Annette, CeeLo, Miss Brinson, of course, always. Who else we had here? Who else we had here? Tay, Nino, appreciate y'all. Miss Grace, I said CeeLo, appreciate y'all, man. Word, you and Doc, I appreciate you, Josh, for coming through. Doc, I appreciate you for coming through. The South, it's not rainbows and sunshine and rainbows in the South, y'all. So don't believe that. We might be able to live good and be a little bit above the messed upness, effed upness that's happening, but yeah, it can happen to anybody, anywhere, anytime. So I mean, pause, keep your head on a swivel. Josh, appreciate you for coming through.
Appreciate you having me, bro.
Oh, Doc's still here. Yeah, no doubt. Doc, once again, my G, appreciate you for coming through, spilling your 2 cents. But yeah, man, we'll be back next week. I'll probably be back sometime in the middle of the week. I want to talk about sports
Okay.
because I'm starting to get itch. So yeah, hopefully I'll be back Wednesday too. I don't know. But we'll be back next Sunday with episode 5 of Southern Discomfort with more stories, more tragedy. Hopefully I can find something. Well, it's called Discomfort, so it's more tragedy, more tears. So I'll
All the
keep y'all
stuff that's
updated.
going on in this world, I'm sure you're gonna find something real easy.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. I might try to go a different way. Probably talk about the police down here and those little sundown towns and them towns with 200 people and 6 cops.
I got video
So
on video with that.
yeah, bro. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
easy to find.
Yeah, know your
But yeah,
laws.
we'll be
Know
back, man.
your laws. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you got to know your laws, especially out here. Know your laws.
Right.
Real talk. But y'all have a good night and hit that like, subscribe, share button. You know what I mean? It's free. And hopefully we see y'all next week. We out of here. Peace, Josh.
Peace.